Hello and welcome back to the Voltatilus channel, and welcome to episode 2 of Endless Sky. Now, about the last episode, I mean this is a new series, as I said, I'm going to make mistakes. In the last episode, the timing was a bit strange on it. Luckily, I've fixed a solution whereby it will be impossible for me to repeat that mistake. So, with that said, let's get going. We just arrived in China on our way back to pick up the guy we left on that planet because I decided to bite off more than I could chew like an idiot. Right, anyway. Yep. So let's go to Spaceport where he's waiting for us. It doesn't take you long to find James. He must have just been waiting in the new China Spaceport. He's already got a group of people behind him, a middle-aged couple and a teenage boy. Hi there, Captain Prime, says James. Interested in carrying some tourists to Earth? We haven't gone to Earth yet, but yeah, sure. Great, he says. This is Chuck and Sarah and their son Carl. Let's help them carry the luggage to the ship. As you begin walking back, slightly ahead of them, James whispers to you, tourists are always a good way to make money. They're on vacation, so they won't mind paying a little extra. But no point in your cargo space going to waste. So take a good look at the job board and see if there are any delivery missions we can run at the same time. Okay, so that's basically right. Let's see, delivery missions. Now, Earth, we are practically right on top of. In fact, yeah, it's right there. So it's 2 jumps away. Durablin is a long distance though. Sabik, that's actually a tourist one again. Tourist. Yeah. Give me a second. Yeah, we can go to Vega at the same time. Unfortunately, we only have 10 tons, and this is 40 tons. So 27 tons. 27 tons. Yeah, I'm guessing these greyed out ones are ones that we can't achieve because we don't have space or something. Artificial limbs, huh? I said, like, yeah, looks like this is all we can do actually. So I thought it was like another tutorial-y thing, but it isn't. Anyway, in the meantime, let's see what we can do RE trading. Can we trade anything in Earth for more than we get here? Wait, I know something. We already have equipment. Do they? Yeah, we can. I think it will be worth some. The equipment will be worth something there. Yeah. By the way, I was reading the trade prices wrong as well. I was reading them down to I was reading them the wrong way essentially because I'm just used to lists that that move from the lower part of the screen up to the upper part of the screen with large numbers. Right. Yeah, that's so that time we're losing money. I think we're technically gaining money there, but not much. So. No, that time we're losing money. Losing money. I think that time we're gaining money, but not. I don't know how much. Because it looks to me like you can also get shades of color in between 2 shades. That's looks good. Electronics. Yeah, let's buy ourselves some electronics, shall we? You see, some of those missions we might have achieved if we hadn't already got this equipment. Anyway, let's depart. And hopefully I read that right, as I said. Let's jump to Seoul. And this is a very occupied system as well, China. I wonder how many of us are also going to jump to Earth next. Maybe we should stop off that planet just seeing if we could. Let's get onto Earth. As you made the final descent to the surface of Earth, Chuck and Sarah were staring out the window in rapt attention, pointing out landmarks on the planet's surface. James joins in telling you about the history of the cities you are flying over. Carl, meanwhile, has spent the entire journey playing a handheld video game, as he glances out the window when the ship shakes from turbulence. They all grab their luggage and step off the ship to explore humanity's homeworld. He is still immersed in the game. I admit I'm probably on that side of things when it comes to journeys. As you collect your payment, James pulls the parents aside and says, "Watch out for pickpockets, okay? And take it from an experienced captain. You do not want to be out after dark here. Play it safe, have a great time." After they leave, James shakes his head ruefully. It'll probably be a decade before that kid is old enough to realize what he's missing out on. Wasting money doing a trip like this with a teenage boy. They should have gone to Skymoot and seen the dragons instead. I'm sure that would interest him a lot more than historical museums in ancient cities. Then he picks up his luggage and adds, "Same deal as before. If you want to keep traveling together, meet me in the spaceport." Right, okay. The ancestral homeworld of humanity, Earth has a population 10 times that of any other inhabited planet. Sprawling cities cover large portions of its surface, many of them overcrowded and dangerous. Some people work to scrape together enough money to leave, while at the same time others, born on distant worlds, make a pilgrimage of sort to see this planet that once cradled the entirety of the human species. Earth is also the capital of the Republic. Representative government becomes complicated when one planet has a greater population than 100 planets elsewhere. As a result, settlements of less than 1,000,000 are grouped together in interplanetary districts that elect a single representative between them, a source of much frustration in the frontier worlds. Right, that's kind of interesting. Right, anyway, let's see. Can we make any profits? We're still losing money there, but we can sell the electronics. You know, we need that space to deal with other missions, so I'm afraid we're gonna lose some money. Oh well. Right. Let's see. Anti-missile turret. As I said, our capacity is up to maximum, I think, though. Let me just check. I've forgotten how to read this, and I haven't played this for a single day, and I've already forgotten how to read some of this. Right. Wait, it says 0 out of... Oh no, that's how much is free. Okay. Right. Let's get ready to depart then, and see if we can make our way somewhere else. Landing on Earth. No, I'm just wondering if it's worth looking at the outfitters or hire crew. But I don't think so. Like, looking at see if there's anything special, but like we already looked through outfitters, but not that in depth. Now I think we should go and meet up with James again. The spaceport on Earth is so big and crowded, it takes a long time to find James. The sheer number of people here is almost overwhelming. Homeless men wrapped up in old army blankets beg money from well-dressed businessmen. Soldiers in navy uniform walk by in groups of 10 or 20, all marching in unison. Starship captains haggle with merchants over trade goods and jobs. Flashes of light come from various landing bays as welders make repairs. When you find James, he's standing by a window, looking out at the city, watching the starships taking off and landing in a continuous stream. "This is it," he says, "where our race began. The world that all the tourists want to visit, and no one wants to live on. 10 billion people, more industry and exports than any other place in the galaxy. But underneath it all, poverty of a completely different sort than what you've got in the dirt belt." After taking one last glance out the window, he says, "Anyways, we're nearing my destination. You willing to take me on one last trip? I need to get to Hestia in the Tatalia system, and of course I'll pay you quite well to take me there." Well, it's been a good ride. 2 episodes with, well, technically 2 episodes with James. So, once again, you walk back to your ship with James. Once you get there, he's stowing his luggage. You pull up the information your computer has on Hestia. It's one of the paradise worlds, terraformed to make a perfect climate, accessible only to the very wealthy. You wonder whether James is going to be able to fit in there. Earth's spaceport is a series of massive buildings. The gaps between them form narrow concrete canyons, 100 stories deep. From a distance, it has the appearance of a bustling termite mound. Inside the towers is a warden of dim hallways and dingy shops. Hitchhikers sleep in the corners of unused docking bays under old army blankets. A few uniformed cleaners try to keep the litter and dust in check. And rich tourists from other stars cling tightly to their expensive cameras. Seriously, they're still using cameras, not like hollow cameras or anything? Alright. Said, we need to be heading to the watch system. Where's the marker? Hestia. Where's Hestia? I can't see it anywhere. Ah, it's that Talia system out by Regulus. So we drop to Merrick, grab a map there, I think. Seems logical to me. And then we get that section. So in the meantime, let's see, since we're dropping to Mestia anyway, let's see what we can do in terms of trading there. We get some money on this stuff, but I don't know how much. About the same for clothing. We can get some money on metal, so let's buy some of that. Wait, actually, let's have a look at the job board real quick. That's out of our ranges. I preferably only want to do side missions to places I know already. Delivery to Poisonwood. We can't start it yet then. Huh, there's a planet also named Prime. And I am Prime. So, said, seems like the rush delivery to Poisonwood is our only option, but we're not quite ready for that yet, so anyway, we mark after done. And in the meantime, we buy ourselves as much metal as we can get our hands on. Right. Second jump. Maybe I should stop off at these planets more often, I think, though. Right. Oh, we're at Merrick now. Sorry, I didn't even notice. See, I suck. Yeah, let's land on New China. Right. So as we zoom in for China, let's make with the selling. So yeah, we make a profit of 139, which is quite nice. So right. And while we're here, let's go and get a new map module. Wait, I already have one, apparently. Well, looks like we're moving into the unknown then. So, James is being a pirate this time, or whatever. Right, we can't. Yeah, we'll take this jump. I'm gonna on this journey. There are no planets in this system, but it apparently doesn't lead anywhere to go here. So I think we might have to actually go all the way around there, since we've definitely been there, so it would tell us. So unless it's that way, yeah, it could be from Sol. In fact, it would make some sense if it had been from Sol. So let's jump back to Sol, shall we? Right. And jump. Either way, I'll be at Sol. So. Maybe I should land here. Terraforming can change many things, but it cannot fix low gravity. Giza was settled in the very first wave of space colonization, before refueling depots were available anywhere but Earth itself. so the only systems that could maintain trade with Earth were those that were only a few jumps away. Today, most of the industry centres around oil drilling and manufacturing, and the remaining workers are those who are too poor to leave. In recent years, Giza's economy has not been able to support repairs to the centuries-old terraforming equipment, and as a result, the climate is becoming increasingly arid, and it is difficult to grow food crops here. Luckily, this place isn't that important, so that doesn't matter that much. But in the meantime, let's just do some trading real quick, see if we can get anything. I mean, this is a trading depot with us, so chances are most things will be equal in price here, but actually, apparently electronics are a good buy here, so let's do that. Right. Jump to Earth, and let's make with that jump. I said next. Let's head out this way. We don't know where this is though. Actually, maybe we could get a map here at Sol instead. I guess we could land on the moon. Maybe they as all loot as they can. In the early days of space travel, back when engines were still inefficient, so inefficient that escaping a planet's gravity was costly and difficult, an enormous shipyard was built on the moon where asteroids harvested from the asteroid belt were mined for raw materials for ships. The facility is still in operation, though is now overshadowed by the far more advanced shipbuilding centres like Geminus in the Castor system. Right, there's a shipyard here, so if we were to ever want to buy a new ship, which we probably will at some point, but not quite yet. But there's the outfitter, which is important. Let's see. Local map. There we go. Buy it. Leave it. Depart. Right, so this system is safe, though we don't know anything about these guys. Oh, Alpha Centauri. Let's jump this way, shall we? No, let's just jump this way, just in case. I said this is an unknown journey, so we'll visit every system. Relic. The planet Relic, which is a Republic system, but it has a strange name. Borderline habitable planet in one of the system's neighbouring Sol, Relic was colonized hundreds of years ago in the early years of the space race. Because of its low gravity and limited natural resources, only a few minor settlements are left. So there's no ships yards here. But let's see. There's trading, a job board, bank, spaceport. Let's see if there's another local map, because it seems like that is a strange way to place your maps. But okay, like the whole surrounding area is now available to us, and we can see the way to Titala, which is great. Capella, that's interesting. Aldebaran. Aldebaran was one of the planets they mentioned earlier, wasn't it? We're getting really far in the system already, and it's barely been like a very short while, so that's awesome. Right, let's see how we can trade though, thanks to this. Right, food is slightly more like you can get a bit more on Pollux, but not that much. Clothing is worth less there. Metal is worth less there. Plastic is worth more by a significant amount. Maybe we should plastic. Equipment is also worth more there. Did I say less there earlier? I meant more. Like it's better. It's worth more. Industrial materials are worth more there as well. Luxury goods are worth a significant amount more, so let's make with. Wait, we still have all those electronics. Oh yeah, because we meant to bring them to Earth, but we still get a good profit for them here, so like it's still worth it. I think it was plastic that they said was worth a lot there, so yeah, it was plastic, so let's buy a lot of that. Whole heap plastic. Right. And let's head ourselves off to Pollux, because Procyon is uninhabited or unexplored, or maybe both. So and jump. And this sector is also uninhabited, so jump. And welcome to Thrall. Be on guard when passing through Thrall is a warm, moderate climate with a geography of mostly gentle rolling hills. Most of the industry here takes the form of agriculture, especially growing cotton. Okay. There are 3 major cities where the cotton is spun into thread and woven into textiles for export off-world. It is one of the few places in the galaxy where cotton is picked by hand, because labour here is cheaper than the cost of buying and maintaining machinery. Okay. The locals are prevented from seeking more lucrative employment elsewhere, partly by the crushingly low wages, and maybe which make the cost of space transport prohibitively high for most, and partially for the educational system, which is among the worst in the galaxy. So this is basically like a really nasty planet. Thrall literally translates as slave, so is there anything I can do about that? I don't know. Hopefully there is. Right, there's our profit, so let's sell plastic. We should be buying more than selling, hopefully, so let's... Problem is, Titala, where we're going, I'm going to come back here and see if I can improve the conditions somehow by buying a bunch of stuff. But until then, like clothing in particular, or plastic actually, because if I could somehow buy something that cost very high here but also sell it for profit, that would be the best way to you know, improve the conditions here. So that's good. Anyway, Tylita is where we're going. It identifies itself as, I think it's an uninhabited. Well, it thinks it's an uninhabited system. No, like I mean the map probably hasn't loaded up there actually. So either way, let's go. Titala, done. Jump. As you're piloting your ship down to land on Hestia, James disappears into his bunk room. After the ship has landed, he comes out, no longer in grease-stained overalls he's been wearing up until now, but in a suit. As a lifelong textile worker, you automatically note that the suit is made of real wool, very finely woven, and it looks very like it has been tailored to fit him. He smooths down the front of the suit distractedly and looks in his hands, unsure of where to put them. How do I look? He asks. I think we should... Do we say that he should look like a millionaire or look great? Because both are compliments. But a millionaire, like, made of real wool is pretty millionaire-y in the future, considering like that most of the things in the present are made of nylon. Let's say he looks like a millionaire. Well, that's the other thing about being a captain, he says. You can get filthy rich. There's an awkward pause. You're unsure of how to respond. Then he says, thing is, this here planet is one of the most exclusive retirement communities in the galaxy. Plenty of the locals are probably worth more than 1 billion credits, but they're mostly financial or business types, or all money. I'm rich enough to be here, but I just hope they're willing to socialize with someone who made his fortune flying a ship. He hands you a credit card worth 30,000 credits and says, a credit chip, sorry. Best of luck to you, Captain. Don't hesitate to look me up if you're ever in the area. Okay. In the distant past, Hestia was a nearly lifeless ice world. It is now a subtropical paradise, one of the greatest victories from the heyday of planetary engineering, back when the galactic economy had more money to spare for terraforming. Today it is mostly a retirement community for those who can afford it, although most of the population consists of young service workers in rented housing who take care of the retirees. On Hestia, the poor live in cities, the rich live in country estates. Aside from the urban centres, most of this world is covered in rolling green hills and oceans. Right, okay, so that's good. Let's what to do here now that we've lost our thing. We should look at jobs primarily. Right, delivery to maker. That's a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So good long 18 tons. In exchange for 18,900 credits. Unknown territory. Unknown territory. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Pay a single passenger. Right. Yeah, I forgot to. Right, rush delivery. Tourist to Luna. So that's 4 for 38,000, or 1 for 10,500. So ergonomically, the gemstone run is better. Like when you divide it down, 1 person for 10,000 is better than 4 for 38,000. That's a family of 5, and that's for 13. Once again, that's the least. Nice. Right, yeah. Let's grab the gemstone job. Accept mission. Done. Right, let's talk. And in the meantime, let's talk trading. I haven't ever been to there, but let's talk about let's talk about the next jump. I mean, most of the jumps in this area I've never actually traveled to. So let's talk about Tania Australis. Is that where New Australia it is? It probably is, considering the name, but I'm just being dumb. Anyway, food is less in demand there. So is that. So is that. So is that. I'm guessing everything is worth more money here, probably. That's an option. Electronics is an option, apparently. Yeah, let's... Jumping to the next system, which I don't have located. And boost. Right, the planet Follower. Follower is on the edge of the Paradise planet's region of space. Not really one of them yet, but aspiring to be. Is a prosperous, but from manufacturing rather than laws of finance. Well, I mistimed that a bit strangely, so yeah, we're gonna end here. Well, we've just landed on Alphard, so yep. Thank you for watching. If you liked my content, please feel free to make your subscriptions. Feel free to make likes. The comment section is always there for recommendations of how to improve what I'm doing, so please do make use of that. Secondly, there's also the dislike button if I did do something wrong. And once again, with that, leave a comment. Like, this stuff really does help me, guys. So once again, I would like to thank you from the bottom of my heart and say to you good night.